Time to get the brooms out because Northwestern just swept up the Badgers. Let's talk about it.
You are Locked On Northwestern, your daily podcast on the Northwestern Wildcats, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hey, everybody, and welcome in. This is Locked On Northwestern, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every single day. You even got the shirt on today, so I'm repping the Locked On brand. But thank you for making Locked On Northwestern your first listen every single day. We really appreciate it. We're available wherever you get your podcast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you can find us. We are also on YouTube. Just search Locked On Northwestern. You can find us there. Wherever you're listening, make sure you are subscribed and you turn on notifications. You don't want to miss an episode. Today's episode is coming out a little bit later. I'm your host, Carter Bird, by the way. Coming out a little bit later. Caught up with some stuff. Unable to get recording until late this evening. But let's jump into this episode. First things first. Today's episode is brought to you by our friends at LinkedIn. With LinkedIn Jobs, you can hire qualified candidates more efficiently by matching open roles with people who have the skills, values, and experiences to help you achieve your 2023 goals. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/lockedoncollege. Terms and conditions apply. All right, let's dive into this. Northwestern coming against Wisconsin. And, things had not been the prettiest the past couple of times out for Northwestern. They were coming up on this, sixth game in 13 days. Became everybody's favorite talking point about this going into this matchup with the fact that the 8-day COVID pause had jumbled up the schedule, a lot of rescheduling, a lot of condensed timelines. Well, Northwestern got rolling coming out of the COVID pause, reeled off 3 straight wins, including a home win, 66-63 at home against Wisconsin. Then they went on the road, took out Nebraska 78-63 on the road, came back home, and put it on Minnesota 81-61. It really could have been way worse than that. Then, as the second week of that condensed timeline rolled around, they went on the road to Iowa, and Iowa kind of got after them. Iowa shot the lights out and really distanced themselves late in that one and cruised to an 86-70 victory. And then, of course, they got Michigan in a game where they were, I believe, favorites, like 2.5-point favorites. You felt like it's a great opportunity to come back home against a Michigan team that had been struggling and grab a huge, huge win. Instead, they got dominated. There's just no way around it. And it was one of the ugliest games we've seen Northwestern play all year. I would say it's the ugliest 40 minutes of a game that we've seen them play since Pitt. The whole game reminded you a little bit, really that second half reminded you a bit of the first half against Ohio State, where everything that could go wrong did go wrong. It felt like they did not realize that Hunter Dickinson was the best player on the court for Michigan. And that really left a bad taste in your mouth as an observer, as they dropped that one 68-51 at home to a Michigan team that I guess was more desperate. And part of it could have been fatigue. Part of it could have been lack of prep time. I mean, this team had basically been playing every 2 days. That affects their ability to get ready for a game, to get a scout together, to watch the film, to know what their assignments are. But they should have had at least some idea because of the fact that they had played Michigan a couple weeks prior. But I tell you what, you weren't feeling great with the road trip to Wisconsin. Because of the fact that you dropped 2 in a row and they were by 16 plus each against some teams that I think you were competitive with. I think you are on a similar level with. and you just one game you got outshot like crazy. The other one, it just never felt like you were really competing in the game, to be honest with you. But this was the sixth game in 13 days. Big opportunity, go on the road, get a huge road victory in the Big Ten, continue to stay above 500 in conference play, had fallen to, I believe, 6-5 in conference play going into that matchup. This was an opportunity to keep them from falling down to the 500 level. But you didn't feel great about it. I think there were slight underdogs in this one, but they showed up and they kind of showed that they were up to the challenge. And we're going to talk about that here in just a second. But first, let's talk about our friends from LinkedIn. As a small business owner or hiring manager, you know that success in 2023 all depends on the team members you surround yourself with. That's why you have to check out LinkedIn Jobs. With LinkedIn Jobs, you can hire qualified candidates more efficiently by matching open roles with people who have the skills, values, and experiences to help you achieve your goals. LinkedIn Jobs helps you quickly attract qualified candidates to your open jobs with targeting tools. They go beyond resume data by using insights from your job post, company, and their 875 million member profiles to put your post in front of the most qualified candidates. Identify the most qualified candidates on LinkedIn Jobs and connect with them fast and for free. LinkedIn Jobs makes it easy to screen and rate applicants based on your job qualifications, all on one platform. It's why small businesses rate LinkedIn Jobs number one in delivering quality hires versus leading competitors. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the qualified candidates you want to talk to faster. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/lockedoncollege. That's linkedin.com/lockedoncollege to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply. Also, thank you for making Locked On Northwestern your first listen every single day. Make sure you check out our brand new podcast, Locked On College Basketball. Everything you need to know about college basketball in one place. Plus, hear from big name experts, insiders, coaches, and players. Locked On College Basketball, available on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. All right, so when this game tipped off, you really were interested to see where Northwestern was at mentally because of the way that the previous two games had gone. It would have been really, really easy to just pack it in and say, hey, you know what? We're going to split these 6 games on short rest, 3-3. We're going to go 3-0 in the first week, and we're tired in week 2. We're going to go 0-3 in week 2, 2 of those games being on the road, one of those being at home against Michigan. But you know what? The team showed up, and they brought the energy. They built a lead there in the first half, playing good defense, making life difficult on this Wisconsin team. Built up a lead as high as about 8 points in that first half. And you felt really, really good about it. Even when Wisconsin cut it to 1, Northwestern extends it back out to 5. And you watched this team in that first half. You watched a guy like Brooks Barnheiser, who late had phenomenal effort, saving basketballs, getting offensive rebounds. It was encouraging. It really, really was. As you watch this team get rolling, his numbers aren't going to, I guess, jump off the page in the first half. 1 of 2 shooting, 2 points, but he got 5 rebounds, and he wasn't the only guy who was playing or having an impact in the game. Chase Audige had 6 points, 3 rebounds and a block, a couple assists. Boo Buie, 5 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists. There were guys out there just figuring out a way to kind of scrap and claw and make plays. I mean, Matthew Nicholson, 2 of 2 from the field, 4 points, couple boards. He had an assist and he had 2 steals. You will take that type of production out of him one of my favorite finds by this Northwestern team, Nick Martinelli in this staff or in this run with Julian Roper being banged up here recently. He got out there. He hit some shots. All in all, in the first half, it doesn't blow you away. The numbers don't. You shoot 43% from the field, 12 of 28, 2 of 9 from 3, 22%, and you only get one free throw attempt, and it was missed by Martinelli. But what you do a great job playing defense. You hold a Wisconsin team that can be really good from 3. They were solid. They're 4 of 13, but you hold them to 9 of 24 from the field, 38%. They go to the free throw line 4 times. They only make one of them. And you had a chance to go to half up 5. Brooks Barnheiser, after making a series of phenomenal effort plays, he took a shot too soon on an offensive rebound. He could have held for the last shot, but he shot a mid-range from the elbow with about 10 seconds left, and it allowed Wisconsin to get going the other way and get the buzzer beater layup to cut it to a 26-23 lead at half. But you had to feel pretty good. You're winning the battle in the paint. You were winning really fast break points. The bench was winning 6-2 on the on bench points as well. You were better per possession than Wisconsin was by over 1/10 of a point. You were playing very efficient, or not more efficient basketball, not very efficient basketball. And you were on the road against a solid Wisconsin team with a lead, which is always huge in the Big Ten. Come out in the second half and you go right back to work extending that lead. I think that you get it back to 8 in the first 6 minutes of the second half. And then it just became a battle of trying to sustain that lead. Wisconsin chipped away. They kept chipping away. But, you were able to hang on for most of that second half without it getting too scary. It got scary at the end of the half. But, again, none of the stats are going to blow you out of the water. Leading scorer for Northwestern in the second half was, I believe, Boo Buie, who had 8 points, 2 of 5 from the field, 4 of 5 at the free throw line. But you continue to get guys who made their impact elsewhere. You got Ty Berry with a big steal, Nicholson with a big block. There were some foul trouble issues, but you were able to maneuver around it. Brooks Barnheiser gave you 6 points in the second half, a couple more rebounds and an assist. It really was a great team effort. You only shot 17 shots in the second half. You made 9 of them for 53%. You win the battle on the boards. They got some offensive rebounds that you would have loved them not to get, but you go 2 of 6 from 3, 33% in the second half. Get to the free throw line 12 times. You hit 8 of them. Like that'd be a little bit higher, but you were still better than they were. They were 10 of 26 from the field, 38%, 5 of 10 from 3. That's where they made it interesting. Was Connor Essegian. He got hot. Chucky Hepburn, he shot it well from 3-2 in that second half. He went 2 of 3, and he had 12 points in that second half. But you got enough defensive pressure on him in key spots to make him uncomfortable. And I thought that was something that was very key. Wisconsin did not shoot the free throw well at all in this game. They only got to the line 7 times in the second half, only made 4 of them. So for the game, they were 5 of 11 from the charity stripe, which turned out to be huge in a game like this, where it is a 2-point game at the very end. Not an efficient game for these teams. 21 of 45 for Northwestern, 46.7%. You'll take that, to be honest. 4 of 15 from 3. Not great. 26.7%. Wisconsin struggled from the field. 19 of 50, 38%. They were good from 3, though. 9 of 23 5-11 from the free throw line, though, is not going to win you a lot of games in the Big Ten. But Northwestern was able to hang on to the victory, able to sweep, to go on the road in the Kohl Center and get a 54-52 win. And that is about as big of a result as this team has managed to get all year long. And anytime you're able to pick up a road win in the Big Ten is huge. Now, if this Northwestern team can continue to defend home court, you like your chances about how this season's going to shape out. Just some other stats to kind of keep an eye on in this one. Points in the paint, Northwestern wins at 26-20. Wisconsin wins points off turnover. As Northwestern, one of the few games where they turn the ball over more than their opponents. Wisconsin outscored them 14-8 on turnovers. Second chance points 10-4 in Wisconsin's favor as they grabbed one more offensive rebound, 7-6 for the game. Fast break points, Northwestern 8 to Wisconsin's 4. Bench points, and this is a key one for this game. 18 bench points for Northwestern to just 4 from Wisconsin. So, when you look at the final stat line of this game, Northwestern just 2 guys in double figures. Boo Booey, 13 points, 4 of 10 from the field, 1 of 5 from 3, 4 of 5 from the free throw line, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 turnovers. Chase Audige, 11 points, 5 of 13 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 turnovers, and a block. But you look at a guy like Brooks Barnheiser, 3 of 5 from the field, 8.7 boards, 2 assists, 1 block, 1 steal. That kind of effort, it doesn't jump out, but it turns out to be absolutely massive in a game like this. For Wisconsin, you had to withstand 2 guys, really. You had Connor Essegian, who was 5-11 from 3, 5-14 from the field, 15 points. He had 4 rebounds, but he really got after you there for a little bit from 3. He found ways to get open, and he made his shots. Chucky Hepburn, similar from 3, 3 of 5 from 3, 2 of 2 at the free throw line, but just 6 of 15 from the field. So just 3 of 10 on his 2-point shots for the game. You survive 32 points from those guys because there's not much production anywhere else. The next leading scorer had 6 points, but Northwestern able to get the 54-52 victory. Absolutely huge to finish that run of 6 games in 13 days, 4-2. Absolutely huge. We're going to talk about what this does for this Northwestern team here in just a second. But first, we got to talk about our friends from Built Bar. You looking for a delicious treat but don't want all of that fat and calories, then you got to try Built Bar. We all went through the holidays, and we know that everybody kind of has that goal to eat a little bit healthier this year. And, if you're like me and you're looking to do just that, and you don't want to compromise taste, then you got to go find yourself some Built Bars. You got to try them. With Built, healthy is actually tasty. Seriously, they're so delicious. You won't think they're good for you, but they are. Perfect for your New Year's resolution. What makes them so good? Well, for starters, they're all covered in 100% real chocolate. That's right, 100% real chocolate. And they come in unbelievable flavors like churro, peanut butter brownie, and coconut almond. I'm not sure exactly how Built does it, but these bars taste like a candy bar while maintaining amazing macros. And what's even better is that they are 100% healthy. Only 130 calories, 4 grams of sugar, and a whopping 17 grams of protein. And now you don't need to wait around to get a box. For years, we've been talking about ordering your Built bars at Built.com. But now you can get them at your local Walmart or Sam's Club. That's right. Head to the nearest Walmart today, walk to the pharmacy section, and grab yourself a box of Built bars. You can pick up a 4-bar box of cookies and cream, double chocolate, or coconut puffs. If you're in Sam's Club, run in and grab yourself a 13-bar box of our new hit flavors, brownie batter and churro. You can thank me later. But that's one thing you got to do. You got to put that on the to-do list the next time you go by Walmart or Sam's Club. You got to go try yourself some Built Bars. Also, thank you for making Locked On Northwestern your first listen today. For your second listen, check out our brand new podcast, Locked On College Basketball. Experts Isaac Shade and Andy Patton bring you everything you need to know on and off the court. Plus, hear from big-name experts, coaches, and players throughout the basketball landscape. Locked On College Basketball, available on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. All right. So with this win, we know that Northwestern is sitting, I believe, at hang on, it's pulling up for me, a 16-7 record, 7-5 in conference play as they continue to scrap it out near the top of the league. But when you look at where they stand in the conference, they are tied for third, a four-way tie, or actually more than that. Apologies. Iowa, Maryland, Northwestern, Indiana, Michigan, and Illinois, a six-way tie for third place. They're all one game back of second place. Rutgers, who's 8-4 in conference play, and they are one game up on Michigan State at 6-6, with Wisconsin and Penn State kind of lurking there at 5-7. But look, they've exceeded all expectations this year. They were not expect. They were picked, 13th in the league, I believe, in preseason? Well, now, as we sit here, Joe Lunardi has not updated his bracketology, but this is where they sit, and just some bracketologies to give you an idea. ESPN, Joe Lunardi on February 3rd, so before the game, had them as one of the last four buys in the tournament, a 10 seed in the West region, matched up with 7 seed San Diego State. Their 2 seed, if they were to beat San Diego State, would be Arizona out there in Sacramento. CBS, Jerry Palm, 10 seed in the South. He updated that this morning, matched with 7 seed Providence. The 2 seed would be Tennessee, who, if you watch their game on Saturday, don't look that tough. Might like Northwestern in that region. Over there in Greensboro, North Carolina. In the net rankings, Northwestern is now sitting at 52 in the net rankings, 4-4 in quad 1, 2-3 in quad 2. As that Michigan loss was a quad 3 loss, has now moved to quad 2, 3-0 in quad 3, 7-0 in quad 4. They have the number 79 strength of schedule in the country and the number 283 non-conference strength of schedule, which is, I feel like is one thing that is holding them back a little bit. In the KenPom, they're number 58 in the KenPom. They updated from when I looked at them within 5 minutes. So somebody lost and moved down because they were 59. Now they are 58. They're number 97 in adjusted efficiency on offense, number 34 in defensive adjusted efficiency, projected record of 19-12, 10-10 in conference play. Team rankings right now has them as an 11 seed in the NCAA tournament, number 45 in their S curve, kind of where they just map out all of your seeds in order, basically. 49% chance of a tournament bid right now, a 2% chance of an auto bid, projected record of 19-12. Most likely seed is a 10 seed in the NCAA tournament. I think if they go 19-12, it gives them a 27.5% chance of making the tournament with that record. But this Northwestern team is going to have some work to do as you look at the upcoming games. I mean, it's going to be challenging. You have this road game at Ohio State. Then you come home and you get back-to-back home games against number 1 Purdue and number 18 Indiana. Then you get Iowa in a rematch of that one. That's going to be a really difficult home stretch, but then you're back on the road on 3 of your last 4 at Illinois, at Maryland, Penn State at home, and at Rutgers. It is going to be a challenge in these final, 8 games for this Northwestern team to handle business and make the tournament. But there are some huge opportunities to pick up some massive quality wins in the Big Ten. I mean, you look at the fact that you have a Purdue team that's top 4 in the Ken Pom. You got a Rutgers team that's top 15. Indiana, top 20. Maryland sitting there at 22. Illinois at 25. Iowa at 32. All of those teams are on this home stretch. The worst team on there, I do believe, is Ohio State on the road. Or no, actually, that's not true. Penn State, number 52, in the second to last game of the year. And then even Ohio State is 35th, despite the 11-12 record. There is a great opportunity here to pick up a bunch of quality wins. It's going to be challenging. Ken Pom does not love the individual matchups right now. It has Northwestern going 2-6 down the stretch. I think they go better than that, to be honest with you. But a great opportunity. You need to view it as it's not necessarily horrific, the schedule. It's not terrible. You're not in trouble. You view it as an opportunity. It's an opportunity to build the resume and get that seeding up, and see if you can scratch out a pretty good seed here in the Big Ten tournament. That's going to do it for today's episode. I think we will probably do an episode tomorrow on the Ohio State matchup, because that is what they have coming up on Thursday, a rematch after a poor showing against them earlier this year. But all in all, great way to finish this 6 games and 13-day stretch. This team should be a little bit more rested by the time they get to Thursday when the game is. But I think tomorrow will be a great opportunity to break down that matchup. Appreciate you making Locked On Northwestern your first listen every single day. We're available wherever you get podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever. We're also on YouTube. Just search Locked On Northwestern. You can find us there. Wherever you're listening, make sure you're subscribed. You don't you don't want to miss an episode. Make sure you're subscribed and you have notifications turned on. I'm your host, Carter Bird. You can follow me on social media at CarterBird13, and I'll see you all next time.